Hello everyone, my name is Kim Min-tae, and today I am about to introduce you to a very unique heritage in our town. Mostly when a foreigner comes to a country, where do they go first? Most of you would probably answer the palace. But surprisingly, in the Joseon dynasty, there was a place even more important than the palace. Can you guess where that might be? It was the royal shrine. The royal shrine was a place where you prayed for the souls of past kings and queens. So, if a shrine was a place to pray for the souls of the kings, where would their bodies go? Unsurprisingly, their bodies would get buried in the tombs. In my hometown, only a 10 minutes walk away sits a small hill, and on top of the hill there is an actual tomb of the royal blood. Isn't it cool? The name of this tomb is Taedong. But before we go and see the tomb itself, let me tell you why Korean king's tomb have so much meaning to the Joseon dynasty and to the world. The tombs of Joseon dynasty have been recognized by their universal value as the cultural heritage of humanity and was raised on UNESCO World Heritage List on June 30th, 2009, based on the Convention concerning the protection of the World Cultural National Heritage. During its 519 years of existence, Joseon was ruled based on Confucianism. Confucianism places a heavy value on paying their respects to ancestors. And because of this, they took strict care of the tombs of past kings and queens. Thanks to this, every single one of the 42 king tombs have been kept in perfect preservation. In total, the number of the royal tombs add up to about 120 tombs. Depending on who was buried in the tomb, the name of the tombs change. If an emperor, empress, king, or queen was buried, the tomb's name would end with the word Rung. If the occupant was a crown prince, crown princess, or the birth parents of the king, the tomb's name would end with the word Won. All the other tombs ended with Myo. Out of the 42 tombs, only 2 tombs are located in North Korea. As many as 40 tombs are in South Korea, so it's lucky for us. The royal tombs of a 500-year-old dynasty, so well preserved, is a very rare thing world round, and its value has been recognized by the whole world. So now, let's enter into the actual tomb. Wait, are you disappointed? As I said before, Joseon people took the tomb very seriously, so they built a huge tomb and divided it into 3 sections. This is just the entrance of the tomb. This place was used for management of the burial grounds and preparation for rites. Normally, there would be a house for the tomb keeper, but we can't see it now because part of it was probably destroyed. Now, come over to this red spiked gate. This gate signifies the entrance to sacred territory, which means we are entering into the second section. This area is called the ceremonial area, where the living meets the dead through memorial rites. Look at the road in front of you. The 2 roads are uneven. It is because the people who use the 2 roads are different. Can you guess which road was for who? Normally, the upper road would be for the king, but we have to remember that this is a tomb, so here the upper road was for spirits only. It is said that no living man in the Joseon dynasty has ever stepped on that road. Spooky, isn't it? The lower road was for the king. He will follow this road up to the shrine, like we are going to do right now. We are at the shrine. Here there are a lot of tables and each table had a different purpose. The biggest table was to place food on as an offering. The variety of foods and their place on the table is shown right here. See for yourself. You might think it's a great deal of fuss for nothing, but Joseon people believed that their dead ancestors ate the food in offering. As a gift, for the good foods and offerings, they would put luck and wisdom into the food. So, after all the rituals were over, people would share the food and eat it. No wonder the food used were very carefully placed and recorded. So, now we are finally here. From this section, we call it the burial area. Do you see the tomb? Unfortunately, due to the fact that we have to protect this precious heritage, we cannot go and see the tomb up close. But I brought a photo to show you. The tomb is again separated into 3 platforms. In the lower platform, stone statues of military officers guard the tomb. On the second platform, statues of civil officers are stationed. On the highest platform, the burial mounds and retaining stones are located along with stone tigers and stone sheep, which are believed to repel away bad spirits. Now we've seen the whole tomb. But a very important question still remains. Whose body lies in this tomb? The tomb's owner is Queen Munjang. Are you disappointed that the owner of the tomb is a queen, not a king? No worries. Queen Munjang had so much power that her tomb is as fancy as any other king tombs you will see. This photo is not the actual photo of Queen Munjang. She is just an actor who played the role of Queen Munjang in a Korean drama. Because there are no official portraits of the king, queen, I had to bring a substitute instead. So apologies for this. Now back to Queen Munjang. Invested queen at the age of 17, Queen Munjang had no son for almost 2 decades. A tenacious person, however, she did not give up and finally gave birth to a son when she was at the age of 34. 34 is a very young age right now, but back in the Joseon dynasty, it was thought of as a very late birth. On her son's coronation, she acted as a regent and wielded immense power for the subsequent of 8 years. Historians did not hold a positive view of her back then, judging her to have exceeded her authority. We can see this in the phrase historians wrote about her. They referred to Queen Munjang as the clucking of a hen who brought along the subversion of the family. Her son, King Myeongjong, is counted as the biggest victim of her hard-heartedness. Even after he became king, she is said to have roared at him and said, "But for me, how could have you ever ascended the throne?" She even caned him for his disobedience. Hence, he is remembered as a king who shed tears throughout his reign. Her excesses, however, do not appear to have been solely intended to overpower the king's authority or for the personal political ambition. Ending her regency, she left the following words: "Now that my sense is failing, I cannot handle state affairs, and the people are scattering because of famine. For the 9 years of my regency, I have not produced a single notable achievement. I was always worried and uncertain how to proceed, but I hesitated to step down, for it was my only wish that you, the king, would concentrate on your learning and become noble and wise. Now that you have become of age and your learning is complete enough to handle major duties, how can I stay involved with ruling the nation?" King Myeongjong initially refused to take over, saying it was too early for him to govern directly. But the queen was insistent, and finally understanding her intentions, he conceded in the end. This episode suggests that since Joseon was a male-dominant society, the queen might have been unfairly cast in a negative light, or her excessive parental love was mistaken as the political ambition of a power-obsessed woman. Another anecdote exists. After her death, King Myeongjong felt so sorrowful he could not eat anything for 3 days. This shows clearly how much he loved and cared for his mother. If, as what the historian said, Queen Munjong had punished her son hardly, he would not have felt this love for her. So, this is the end of my tour of Tereng. Because of the COVID virus, I could not actually take this photo in the tomb itself, so I tried my best with photos. Keeping that in mind, I hope you have enjoyed this tour. You are always welcome to visit, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!